We're just about 3 months away from the exit doors of 2021, and there's lots we can do to end the year on a high note. It's not too late. Keep believing the glass is half full. Positive thinking. And we are in Heritage Month, which is a time to reflect on our island paradise and how resilient we are as a people. This is your Wednesday edition of Jamaica Magazine, and I'm Theodore Henry. Let's see what's happening in today's news, and then we'll experience Jamaica.
Hurricanes can strike at any time. In the event of one, be prepared to act quickly. If a hurricane watch or warning has been issued, review your home disaster response plan. Map out likely routes to evacuate if your home is at risk, and confirm with relatives or friends you plan to stay with. Also, confirm the location of the nearest shelter. Check your emergency supplies and restock if necessary. Remember, disasters do happen, so be prepared.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, October 6. The Ministry of Education has cancelled the 2021 Grades 4 and 5 PEP assessments that were scheduled for the Christmas term due to further disruptions being caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. The news was revealed by Portfolio Minister Favour Williams during this morning's post-cabinet press briefing. She says focus is now being placed on the tests that are scheduled for March, April, and June of next year. Minister Williams says the Grade 6 ability test is scheduled for February 22, 2022. The Grade 6 performance task in language arts is scheduled for March 23, 2022, and the Grade 6 performance task in mathematics is scheduled for March 24, 2022. The Grade 6 curriculum-based tests in language arts and science will take place on April 27, 2022, with mathematics and social studies being administered on April 28, 2022. In the meantime, the Grade 4 performance task in literacy and language arts is scheduled for June 29, 2022, and the numeracy and mathematics component will be given on June 30, 2022. Grade 5 students will sit the performance task in language arts and science on June 8, 2022. The mathematics and social studies component of the performance task assessment is scheduled for June 9, 2022.
We would have communicated this already to our school administrators, who we know are communicating further with our students, but we take this very public opportunity to let all Jamaicans know. It must be noted that the alternative plans are also in place if the dates set for the assessment are disrupted by the pandemic, as they were in the last academic year.
The minister adds that registration for PEP 6 has commenced using the PEP online registration system. Applications close on October 8, 2021. Minister of Finance and the Public Service Dr. Nigel Clarke is reiterating government's commitment to prudent policymaking and reforms. Minister Clarke's renewed pledge follows the upgrading of Jamaica's economic outlook from negative to stable by international credit ratings agency Standard & Poor's Global (S&P). The agency has also maintained Jamaica's B+ long-term and B short-term foreign and local currency credit ratings. S&P's affirmation of the island's credit rating reflects its view that Jamaica's economic recovery will strengthen and government finances will return to fiscal surplus this year. The ratings agency factored the island's commitment to macroeconomic stability and the institutionalization of fiscal consolidation policies as part of its credit worthiness. In welcoming the revised rating, Dr. Nigel Clarke says it is reflective of government's responsive yet disciplined policy choices and institutional strengthening, even while in a pandemic. Applications are now open to investors who wish to enter the casino gaming industry. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke made the disclosure during Tuesday's sitting of the House of Representatives. Minister Clarke says the granting of Integrated Resort Development (IRD) orders across Jamaica will attract billions of dollars and improve tourism offerings. The IRD exclusive zones cover 5 regions across the island's 3 counties to include Westmoreland, St. James, St. Mary, St. Thomas, and Clarendon. Dr. Clarke says a 10-member team will begin evaluating applications from investors and managing the selection of approved integrated resort developments. To ensure transparency, the enterprise team will advise the minister on the granting of licenses.
So the expectation here is that the enterprise team will give a recommendation to the minister. If I happen to disagree with the enterprise team, I will make that known and give my reasons why. The purpose of this structure is to give some transparency and an institutional framework for what is an important award.
To be considered an integrated resort development, there must be a minimum capital investment of $500 million, with the resort having at least 500 luxury rooms. In other news, cybercrime experts are encouraging individuals and entities to have a strong virtual security system in place. Head of the Cyber Incident Response Team, CERT, Lieutenant Colonel Godfrey Sterling, made the plea due to an increase in cybercrimes globally. While speaking at a JIS think tank, Lieutenant Colonel Sterling said the cost of cybercrime is expected to exceed $26 trillion this year. The CERT head also revealed that locally, the cybercrime cost to business is trending upwards.
If your device gets encrypted by ransomware, what is the cost of it? Do you have backups? So that's another thing that you need to do, to back up your device, not just the settings, but also your data on the device. The other thing is to ensure that when you buy instruments, particularly wireless routers, your service providers either guide you through changing the default settings or you change them yourself. And to ensure that your updates are current.
Lieutenant Colonel Sterling, meanwhile, warned against persons accessing pirated or free software which may come with hidden viruses that take over the device. He also called on persons to report and follow up on reported cybercrime activities.
Once you think that there is something wrong, seek advice. And the easiest way to get that advice is to come to Jamaica CERT or to go to the nearest police station. And once you've been advised, follow through with the process. If you abort the process midstream, then it has to remain in abeyance until you either decide to take it up or the statute of limitation expires.
The Cyber Incident Response Team will host webinars and panel discussions on phishing and email compromise between October 11 and 15. It's part of a slew of activities planned for Cybersecurity Awareness Month being observed in October. For further information on Cybersecurity Awareness Month and the related activities, visit cert.gov.jm. And a call is being made for more trained professionals in the cybersecurity sector. Lieutenant Colonel Godfrey Sterling of the Cyber Incident Response Team says the need has been made greater with the increased use of online services by businesses, schools, and workplaces. He says the global cybersecurity job market has approximately 2 million posts to be filled.
As a result, it is important that academia is willing and able to create the curriculum that is necessary to train these persons, and that the necessary certifications are available and affordable. Additionally, it is important for persons, particularly in the secondary and tertiary levels, to understand that there are job opportunities that can be had in cybersecurity.
And finally, the Ministry of Housing, Urban Renewal, Environment and Climate Change has launched a World Habitat Day secondary school competition. It calls on schools to undertake and submit a project in keeping with the 2021 World Habitat Day theme, Accelerating Urban Action Towards a Carbon-Free World. At Monday's launch, which coincided with World Habitat Day, Portfolio Minister Pernell Charles Jr. said the competition will push students to become actively involved in designing the country's future.
We are looking forward to our students getting excited, energized, engaged, empowered, educated, and schools will be required now to conceptualize, implement, and present their projects to the Ministry of Housing, Urban Renewal, Environment and Climate Change in June 2022.
Winners of the competition will be recognized in July 2022. Minister Charles Jr. said more details will be provided in the coming days. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
The Cannabis Licensing Authority is committed to supporting the creation of a regulatory framework for the growth and sustainability of Jamaica's medical cannabis industry. We carefully assess application forms for businesses and individuals interested in becoming partners in the industry. Along with other ministries, departments of government and agencies, the authority endeavors to preserve the integrity of the industry through compliance. This is all done to ensure that the industry is operating in conformity with Jamaica's international obligations. Call or visit our website to find out more about the work of the Cannabis Licensing Authority.
Cockpit Country offers so many stories riddled in an authentic Jamaican heritage, from its benefits, beauty, and secrets to its ultimate need for safeguarding. Let's look at the efforts made to preserve the area.
The Cockpit Country, an environmental, cultural, and historical asset which the people and the government of Jamaica value greatly.
The Cockpit Country is the country's largest water bank, the largest store of Jamaica's underground water, and it feeds many rivers. In seeking to protect the Cockpit Country, we examined the areas that have the feature of the cockpit, and then we looked at areas that depend on it, such as the forests. And we looked as well as the biodiversity that lives on it, the animals and the plants that live in that forest. And we protected that as well. And then we examined the issue of hydrology, meaning the water that is related to that area flows into the area and flows out of the area, the sinkholes and the various caves and crevices through which water enters and seeps underground, and we protected those as well.
That protection was necessary because the Cockpit Country has been under threat from human activity. Destructive farming techniques, improper garbage disposal, and overgrazing by animals are but a few of the actions that have negatively impacted this area. Thankfully, the government has stepped in by way of a protective boundary around the area. The Forestry Department is undertaking a ground truthing mission to align these boundaries on the proposed map with the actual landmarks. Ground truthing is taking place over 76,000 hectares of land across the mountainous regions of 5 parishes in the area designated as the protected Cockpit Country. The process, which started in 2018, is expected to be completed in 2020.
That boundary will be enshrined in law, and within that boundary, there will be no mining. And within that boundary as well, certain agricultural practices will be banned, such as slash and burn, the use of dangerous chemicals. And it will be a regulated space to protect that water bank of Jamaica and to protect the forests that grows in the Cockpit Country and to generally protect that area as a national ecological park for Jamaica.
Consideration is also being given to the historic significance that the Cockpit Country bears to all Jamaicans, especially the Maroons.
There are areas around the Cockpit Country that are thought to be part of what is culturally considered the Cockpit Country. The Cockpit Country was where the Maroons lived, and it is where the British could not go. It is where the British were defeated in battle and had to see the Cockpit Country and walk around it, creating what is historically called a ring road around the Cockpit Country. And in fact, the Maroons were able, one of the probably only peoples who have defeated the British within this area and had a peace treaty. They were literally an independent state within Jamaica during the time of slavery.
This is our legacy, a section of Jamaica that spans across 2 parishes, Trelawney and St. Elizabeth. The government of Jamaica will be continuing their fight to protect one of our greatest assets.
And I want it to be absolutely clear to the Jamaican citizens that this government is the government of the environment. So we are not the government that will trade off economic benefit for environmental cost. That is not this government. So yes, we hear the complaints. Yes, we hear all that is happening on social media and what is being said. But I want to reassure the Jamaican people that this government will be responsible with our environment.
To properly carry out a hand rub, apply a palmful of the product in your cupped hand, covering all surfaces. Rub your hands palm to palm. Rub your right palm over the back of your left hand with interlaced fingers and vice versa. Rub your hands palm to palm with fingers interlaced. Rub the back of your fingers to opposing palms with fingers interlocked. Rotationally rub backwards and forwards the clasped fingers of your right hand in your left palm and vice versa. Once your hands are dry, they are now safe.
Our journey continues. You're stopping here only for a breather, just so I can introduce you to the home of Frenchmans Cove. You know the parish. From here you take a left and then you take a right and then go around the big tree and up the little hill and then around the big bend. All right, so when normality returns and we no longer have to deal with COVID-19, I hope you get to experience the fun and excitement our team enjoyed a little while back. Here's just a piece of Portland.
So Portland is this parish where the waters move to their own dialogue. These shapeless liquids shaping our ability to experience life around us. Of course, we keep returning to stunning but familiar blue or turquoise spaces we grew up around, but maybe never quite enjoyed how we're supposed to.
This is a parish where the water smooth like rum, Jamaican style.
Where life can be spicy like jerk chicken, the true flavor of Portland.
Our the culture can be exciting like we the people. 6 boy!
Luxurious resorts, the greenery of tropical plants, and the radiant sunlight, all of which of course make Portland a breathtaking place to see. But today we're exploring the seas of the parish as Portland speaks to us with her unique language. So ever since time, people have been seeking waterways to open new horizons, or even driving coastlines in search of surf spots. Well, here at Boston Bay Beach, we found one of Jamaica's ideal surf spots, where surfing in the country began in the 1900s.
The traditional surfing that we have come to envision when the word is used of someone standing on a surfboard riding a big wave. The popularity of that in Jamaica actually probably took off somewhere in the late 1950s to early 1960s. Boston was one of the places where surfing was possible, and as such these surfers who lived in Kingston used to make a regular trip over to Boston Bay to enjoy the surf over there, you know. And Boston Bay became renowned as one of the surfing beaches in Jamaica, being the fact that it was on the north coast and it was a beautiful picturesque cove that also allowed for swimming as well as surfing. It became very popular as a surf destination. I could say that I've got my first personal surfboard in about 1974, and I've been surfing since that time until now. It enriched my life, and with a feeling when you're surfing, it's almost like flying, is what I would say. You feel like you're flying because you're moving over the surface of water like how God said to move over the surface of the water in Genesis 1.
And just in case you didn't know, Boston is an unusual but beautiful horseshoe-shaped bay that leads to the sea. It provides a lovely view. Surfing is not so popular in Jamaica, but at this beach, locals and tourists will be tempted by the tides to grab a surfboard and ride the waves. So if you're here, do it anyway.
My name is Anthony, and I've been surfing over 4 years now. Boston Bay Beach is one of the safest beaches to surf and swim and come and enjoy. We have good food that we have here as well.
Well, I've been surfing here at Boston Bay Beach for 9 years now and still going. Well, you have beautiful scenery, nice waves for surfing, and then you have nice jerk food all around and nice friendly people. So right now here at Boston Beach is like the most beautiful place on the island for surfing. Surfing kind of like refreshes my mind and after a stressful day and stuff like that. And teaching people to surf is also fun. It helps to put a smile on other people's face and stuff like that.
If you're a newbie like myself, come to Boston Bay Beach and test the limits of gravity on the tides. Rent a surfboard, get yourself a surf instructor and surf out. I promise you, it will be an unforgettable experience. Now, on my journey in Portland, I discovered somewhere that's tucked away in the parish. Off the beaten track, a literal hidden gem, Turtle Bay. And what makes Turtle Bay so unique? The bay is named for the turtle-shell-shaped stone monument that magically rises from the water. Well, that's of course if you believe in magic. And there's an adventure to be had in trying to find your way there. Turtle Bay is a great place to just escape from the rattle and hum of things, chill and just enjoy the view of the lovely rocks. Now, after exploring all those exhibitions of colors, the ebb and flow of tides, and the beach bowing to our need for adventure, I mean, it's only fitting to relax a little above sea level. I'm on my way to Canopy House, and these are tree houses or hotels tucked away high up in the rainforest. So you can just imagine the lush surrounding, birds tweeting, leaves rustling, seas splashing. But it's easy to see how all these come together to create one thing, beauty.
Canopy House is actually near the Blue Lagoon in Port Antonio. We are totally off the beaten track. It's hard to find us, and that's deliberate. It is not for everybody. Canopy House is pretty much in a rainforest. So we have totally wooden structures. We try to fit into the environment. So if you're not into natural scenery, if you're not into environmentally friendly properties, this is not for you. We use local people to make the houses and local wood. So sweetwood, almond tree, these are just some of the names. We actually exit into the Blue Lagoon, and we have a deck that you can jump off and swim at the Blue Lagoon. We have kayaks on property. I find though that the people from Europe enjoy Canopy a lot. And lately we have been getting a lot of people from Jamaica. because Port Antonio is now becoming the capital of getting away from it all in Jamaica.
It's no easy ride getting here, but it's a worthwhile trip. So Portland may be several different things for several different persons.
And for me, it's a parish with so much beauty to see, feel, and taste. Come and enjoy the whole Portland story, from the bush to the beach or the hill, whatever you will. Really, it's all here.
If you caught us at the beginning of today's show, then you were reminded that this month is being observed as Heritage Month. COVID-19 has caused many changes and disruptions, but government is always ensuring that the celebrations go on, even in a virtual context. So, what's up for Heritage Month this year? The first thing, National Heritage Week Thanksgiving Service. This event is slated for October 17, 2021. It is to be held at the Waltham Park New Testament Church, but of course, you and I will be joining in virtually. The second thing, the Floral Tribute to Heroes. This is slated to take place as per usual this year, but within the confines of the COVID-19 protocols. This is the event where government officials adorn the burial places of our heroes with floral arrangements to show respect and appreciation for their contribution to nation building. And just like last year, the ceremony of investiture and presentation of national honors and awards will be virtual. Come October 18, 2021, well-deserving Jamaicans will be celebrated for their outstanding contribution to the country's development through service in various fields. Stay tuned for more Heritage Month activities. This is Jamaica Land we love. And as Jamaicans, we celebrate even the littlest of wins. It's what keeps us irie, you know? And our island home, it's what keeps us much closer, brings us much closer to becoming the place of choice. We're on the last page of this issue of Jamaica Magazine, and naturally, we thank you for your eyes and your ears. Tomorrow's copy is sure. So as you wait, visit the JIS's website or YouTube channel and also keep up with us on our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages. On behalf of the entire production team here at the JIS, I'm Theodore Henry. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.